I'm tired now. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jay Weezy. Welcome to Jay Weezy's World. So it is Monday, November 10th. It is 6:46 in the morning, and I actually just got done with my workout. Today is chest and triceps. It was too dark earlier to do the intro, so I figured I'd go ahead and give you guys a quick convo as I'm on my way home. I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired now. I was good when I got here. I've been up since like 3:50 in the morning. The plan is, with my work schedule being all changed, is to do my lift in the morning and then do my cardio in the evening. Optimally, I'll do both in the morning, but my wife, she had said it's her cardio session, so I figured I'd come do my lift in the morning and then come back with her after work to do my cardio. So, been up since 3:50, got up to use the restroom, and I'm like, you know what? If I go back to sleep, I'm gonna be tired and may not want to get back up. So let me be honest with myself. If I go back to sleep, I'm probably gonna sleep harder. And so I went ahead and just got up and, you know, just chilled in the bed. And I got here about 5:15, 5:20. And personally, I love working out in the morning, preferably. I like to hang out with the Silver Sneaker crew, which is the, you know, older folk. They keep to themselves. The gym super empty, just a few folks in there. Again, getting in chest and triceps was a really good workout. Pump was crazy. I did, as you guys might see, do a little bit of like a physique check. You know, I'm a bigger guy, so you're not gonna see a whole bunch of cuts and this and that, but I see the progress in my body. I feel super good about it. Making some progress, just kind of one day at a time. And again, feeling good. It's a new week, new opportunities. I'm already getting text messages from work literally just now. So, but like I said, workout was good. I felt like strength was a little bit up today. So let's talk about it. So with the incline bench press, I was gonna do dumbbell, but I was feeling myself coming out of neck last week with the incline barbell. So I'm like, let me go ahead and see what I can do this week. And I pyramided up versus just going straight into the heavier weight, because I wanted to see with each one of those weights if I could do more reps. So I put on the 135, which after doing the warm-up, I got to the 135, which usually with 135, I'll do about 10 to 12 repetitions, not as a max or as failure, but I can feel some strain by the end of those. I got 12 reps up and I probably felt like I could have done 15 plus, 15 to 20. So I'm like, okay, feeling really good. 185, my mind, I'm like, okay, I want to go for 8, because usually a few weeks ago, I would get between 4 to 6 repetitions. I got 8 up. So, felt good about that. So let me go ahead and throw 205 on, and let me get 4 to 6. I got 4. If I had maybe a spotter, may have gotten up to 5, 6, because the fourth one, I never really want to put myself in a position where the way I can't get the weight up, what have you. So probably more of a mental thing, but I felt the 4 was clean, where before, a few weeks ago, it was not. I'm talking a week, 2, 3 weeks ago. So moving the needle, I feel good about that. And then I love that whole cable crossover setup. I feel like personally I can get a very solid workout. Like when I purchase a home, that'd be my dream to get one of those in like the garage, because once I get over to that area, depending on what I'm doing, like the whole workout can be done here. So got in the upright, or the downward crossovers, the upward crossovers, and the cable flies, and then knocked out triceps. I'm really putting a lot of focus in on this long head and making sure I'm hitting each part of the tricep, so I can make sure, you know, I think everybody wants to be able to kind of, you know, just stand there and, like, you know, your arms looking kind of nice, because you're not putting that tricep work in, you're not gonna get that thickness in your arm like you want to. It's not all about the biceps. Want to have some nice biceps, we want to have those tris as well. So wanted to get in some work with that. What did I start off with? With the cable push down, and then I love using the straight bar. So obviously with the cable push downs, kicking outwards, you know, working out that long head, but then I love getting that straight bar and just pushing it down, holding it, and just feeling that squeeze of my horseshoe. And then of course finishing off with the overhead extensions. And for me, as I'll explain in the video, I like to let the bar or my arm come down to where my forearm is touching my bicep, and then extend it back up so I get that full stretch in the back of the tricep, or the back of my arm, so the tricep gets the full extension, and squeeze on up and just hold right up top. So feeling really good. I think it's going to be a great start to the week. I will say one thing about working out in the morning is I know probably around 3 or 4 o'clock I'm probably going to start crashing pretty hard, and I didn't sleep the best last night too, so you know, pray for me getting through the day. I'll be fine. I haven't had any caffeine yet. I'm gonna go home and make some coffee. My goal is to really cut out any other type of stimulants, primarily energy drinks, you know, Red Bulls, all of that, and just stick with coffee. It's just sometimes they do the trick, you know. But I really should stay away from those, so I'm gonna stick with, you know, coffee if I'm tired. And I'm not a coffee person to the point where I'm drinking coffee throughout the day. I'll make 1 cup of coffee. Sometimes I'll drink the whole thing. Sometimes I'll drink like a halfway or a quarter way through it. So I'm not a person that just constantly needs coffee. So let me just kind of say that really quick. But sometimes if I'm not really tired like that, I'll just drink some tea. You know, a little iced tea or something like that. I'm not talking about like a sweetened iced tea. I'm talking about like, you know, getting a pack of tea, the actual deal, have it hot, let it cool down, throw it in some ice, and then maybe put some like stevia or something like that in it. So some tea, and just kind of get my caffeine out of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and head home. I appreciate you guys checking out the video. Please let me know your guys' thoughts on the content below, what you guys think of the workout. I'm just a big dude trying to lose some weight, get my physique right, fill it in as I drop weight. I feel like I can definitely step it up on some things, so that's going to be the focus. I see all these folks talking about their winter arc. I'm not going to sit here and say that. I'm just going to try to focus on getting it right as I move forward, as I've tried to over these last, what, 4 or 5 months. So again, appreciate you guys checking out the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you guys like the content. We are on our way to 200 subscribers. Much appreciate everybody who has been checking out the videos, leaving comments, and liking the videos. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. All right, let's go ahead and put this headband on and lock in, get to work. Chest and triceps is on the breakfast menu this morning. The gym, super empty, loving it. Again, I love working out in the morning if I can. Nobody was in there, just a couple folks, so super nice. So if you're new to the channel, what I like to do when I get things kicked off with the incline, barbell, bench press, I like to do a couple warm-up sets. I did do a couple like pec stretches off camera, but I'll do these warm-up sets where it's just your general, just the bar, rep that out, and then do these side-to-side movements, because I feel like it gets a nice stretch on the pec, because my goal for warm-up sets is to really just to loosen up the muscle before I get into my work-in sets. So I knock out 2 of these before I move on to my work-in sets. Check my time, as always. Now let's go ahead and get into these work-in sets. Again, I was feeling really good, feeling kind of strong. So between each set, I like to stretch each one of my pecs out. I mentioned that just a moment ago. I do both sides just as a bit of a, you know, to stay loose. Really just going to keep that simple. Now, when I'm prepping before I get my lift on, I don't know about you guys, but I do this thing in my head where I'm kind of just psyching myself up and I'm ready to get it. My goal was to get 12 repetitions, but I felt like I was moving the weight nice and smooth. So the 12, honestly, next week what I'm going to do versus just doing 135, I'm probably going to start off with maybe 145, 150, and see if I can get that up for 12, because I felt like the weight on that first set was moving really well. Again, checking the time, because I like to stay within a minute to a minute and a half between each set. Second set, I wanted to go ahead and jump up to 185. My goal was 8 repetitions. In previous weeks, I usually get about 5 to 6 of these, but my goal today was 8, and I wanted to eat because I was feeling good. I felt like that first repetition, for whatever reason, a little bit shaky, so I felt really good in the next following repetitions. And I don't know why, but when I'm feeling good and I'm feeling myself, I'll kind of, on the last rep, kind of pause it down to the bottom and just blast up top and really get that weight up. As you guys can see with the little fist pump here, super proud of myself because I know I've made some additional progress. Making the strength gains, but making sure I also get my cardio in to make sure I'm losing weight along with that meal prep. Last working set, jumping up to 205. And for anybody that's new to the gym, definitely leverage your feet and make sure your plants is at the bottom, because what you'll notice is I push through my feet, through my core, and up through my arms. My goal was 4 repetitions here. Got the first one up, second one up. And the thing I'm really proud of is the range of motion coming all the way down near touching my chest and coming all the way back up for 4 clean, in my opinion, clean repetitions. All right, moving on to cable crossovers downward. So one thing that I love to do when I'm doing this, again, I'm only going to show one set. It's 3 sets of 12. But I always want to be mindful of actually crossing over at the bottom and then stretching at the top. Man, I'm telling you, when you get that stretch at the top and you actually squeeze at the bottom, crossing over, that lower pec strain is phenomenal. Any of you guys that are new to the gym, trust me, I'm no coach, but when you're done after a nice set and you actually stretch at the top of the movement and you cross your arms down at the bottom, you will feel that lower pec development and really start to develop that, because you don't want to just have a nice upper chest. You got to work out that middle and you got to work out that bottom to get a full rounded chest. Look at that, feeling it. All right, moving on to low to high chest flies. Now I'm only going to show one of these sets. Again, I did 3 sets of 12. I love these. These are great for upper chest development. Now, what some people get it wrong, though, is that you need to make sure the angle of your arm is proper. So I kind of bring it down almost like a Wolverine down at the bottom if you watch X-Men. But what you want to do is bring your hands low and then bring them up almost like you're giving a bear hug. So it's not just straight. I got my elbows flared out. I bring them down and I bring them up as though I'm giving a nice big hug. It makes a huge difference in the way you're going to feel it in that upper chest. Other than that, if you're doing it wrong, you're really just working out shoulders. All right, so last chest movement. Do your thing, Jay Weezy. Do your thing, Jay Weezy. So moving on to standing cable flies. I'm switching up the angle because you know what? We're hitting the chest from all angles, baby. So let me give you a different view. So one thing I want to emphasize is look how I do this rep right here. Some people will flare their arms all the way out and then bring them up. Trust me, I'm no coach, but one thing as far as what I feel when I'm doing cable flies is I'm bringing my elbows back like I'm doing a fly as I'm supposed to, but I'm pushing up almost like a bench press. That way, when I'm coming up, I feel it right in the middle of my chest. So similar to when I'm doing the cable crossovers, I want to feel that inner chest development. So that way, as I continue to do these, it continues to fill out. I'm starting to form a nice shaped chest. All right, moving on to rope pull downs, and I want to do a little bit of a demonstration on something that I learned from Chris Beast Mode Jones. I don't do these right up on the machine. I don't do any tricep pull downs right up on the machine. I'm going to back up just a little bit and then bend my butt back, because I want to not only get move the weight, but I also want to put more tension on the cable itself. And of course, flare my hands out at the bottom. It's going to maximize, and trust me, if you do this in your next set, trust me, you're going to feel the difference. Let me know in the comments section if you did do this. I just wanted to show a quick demonstration before I get into the work-in set. All right, first work-in set again. I'm away from the machine, butt is poked out, and I'm working the weight all the way from the top to the bottom and flaring out my hands to get that twist and rotation on the triceps. I'm not going to show all 3 work-in sets, but I knocked out 3 sets I believe it was 10 to 12 repetitions. Look at that. Feeling the squeeze. Feeling the squeeze. Trust me, again, if you do it, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Moving on to one of my favorite tricep movements, which is the straight bar push downs. I love using the straight bar, specifically this one right here. And again, I'm going to take the same approach. Again, only filming one work-in set, but I'm doing 3 sets of 12 repetitions. I'm going to go ahead and bring the movement all the way to the top and squeeze at the bottom. Squeeze. And I'm feeling this all in the horseshoe of my tricep. It's feeling really good. And then these last 2 to 3 repetitions, I'm really feeling it. And so for me, it's a nice pump inside the tricep. Again, hitting the different heads of the tricep in and of itself. All right, so last movement is the easy bar overhead tricep extension. I love using the easy bar for these. Now, one thing that I picked up from a coach is make sure you bring your arms down to the point where your forearms are pretty much touching your biceps. When you bring your arms all the way down like that and extend at the top, you're getting that full range of motion, the stretch at the bottom, and then the stretch and squeeze at the top. So again, doing 3 sets of 12 repetitions, not filming all of them. I appreciate you guys checking out the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.